welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing my try-on haul from a few things that I picked up from the Nordstrom sale. I've picked up more products, so be on the look for that, but I couldn't fit it into this video because some of them were a little bit repetitive as far as like eyeshadow and stuff, so I will be introducing them at a later date. But I like to do try-on hauls, so you know, when I buy stuff, I don't like to just like put it on camera and talk about it. I actually like to try it on and let you guys know if I like it, if I don't, if it was a bust. I also tried the new Kevyn Kwan. This is the foundation balm. So of course I didn't buy this during the Nordstrom sale. This just launched a couple of days ago on the Kevyn Kwan website, so I did order it from there. I will give you guys kind of my first impressions of that. It was kind of a mess, but we got it handled. And I also got this palette from MAC. It's really, really pretty. And I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on this. I also got this nude, what is it called? A nude lip kit. So we're just kind of playing around with a few things that I got. So that's what we're gonna do today. I hope you guys are excited about it. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the McGrath Primer. Now, full disclosure, I have been playing with this for roughly 4 to 5 days. Let me say this while I'm applying it. I like the primer. I think it's a good primer, I do. I'm impressed with the way that it absorbs into the skin, because the one thing that I don't like about primers is I don't like them sitting on top of my skin. Does absorb quite like the Bobbi Brown, which is the reason why I like the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. But I will say it's so crazy expensive that it's not worth it, in my personal opinion. This jar of the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base, this lasts me for a long time. I would say I probably get 4 to 6 months out of this. And you know, yes, it's expensive at the beginning, but because I don't have to buy it as much and I'm not replenishing it as much, I basically save a little bit of money by the end of the time. These two kind of work the same, just as far as moisturizing the skin, but kind of absorbing into the skin and kind of, I don't like that silicone fill. This one is very hydrating, like this one is. So there's a lot of things that I love about it. Like, I can't find anything wrong with the formula, with the product itself. The packaging is exceptionally cheap, like the cheapest packaging. I just don't even understand this, but the packaging is cheap, but the product is good, but it's just way overpriced. And another reason why I have to say that is because I have to use 2 pumps of this to get my entire face. And with the Bobbi Brown, I only need a tiny bit of it, and it will really spread all over the skin. So this one, I would go through it probably 4 times faster than I would the Bobbi Brown, and it's around the same price. So in my personal opinion, though I think this is a good formula and I like it, I don't think that it's worth it. So next up we have this. This is the new foundation from Kevyn Kwan. This is the foundation balm. So this foundation comes with a brush and the foundation, which I do like the brush. It feels like it's a pretty decent brush. So I am impressed with the brush and just the overall quality of the brush. We'll see how it feels when I apply. Now I chose the shade Medium FB 7.5. It kind of dries down to a powdery finish, and ew, it looks heavy and weird. Ugh. And it makes me look ghostly white. Like, what is my shade described as? Medium complexion with neutral undertones is what it's described as, but I probably should have gotten a warm undertone because I'm so warm. But the problem is all these foundations are so warm lately. Like, every new foundation that has came out, it's just really warm, and I don't like that really, really like yellow golden undertone. So I didn't dare buy it, but this looks really gray on my skin. It looks ghostly. I don't know if it's gonna pull up on camera. This is just really thick and heavy right here. I just do not like this. It just feels really, really heavy. That was one layer, and I'm afraid to pack more on because I feel like if I put more on, it's gonna get thicker and cakier because it's such a powdery finish. I'm not liking this foundation, like not even a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash this off, and I have another foundation that's new that I will be picking up. So I will be right back. Okay, so we are back, and I have this from Benefit. So this is the new Hello Happy Flawless Brightening Foundation. I have it in the shade 6. So there is a pump. Now this is a mini bottle. So they were selling these on the Sephora website. I don't know if they still are, but they were when I bought it. And they're $10 each. And I thought it was a perfect way for me to try it and review it for you guys without having to buy a full bottle of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this. I did go ahead and reapply the Pat McGrath, what is it called? The primer. My brain's not working. And we'll see how this one wears. I'm gonna wear this all day. And I will definitely let you guys know in the description box and the comment section how this wore based on just wearing it for one day. Obviously, I will definitely be doing like a full review on it, but this video will just be like a day, you know, of just trying a bunch of new stuff. Color match is much better with this one. So I like to kind of spread the foundation out with the brush and then start doing these like tapping motions, and it kind of pushes the foundation into the skin. And that one pump went all over. Like I still have just a teeny bit left. Like it blends right into the skin. It's very natural. And that's just like one even layer. So I'm sure that this is a medium coverage foundation, and I would say this is a good medium. It is a good medium foundation. Next up, I got this new pencil from Hourglass. This is the new Hourglass eyebrow pencil, and I got it in the shade Soft Brunette. And it has a nice, like really thin. I'm talking like thin. Now this one is similar to the Kat Von D. You knew that new one that Kat Von D released. I will put a picture right here because I can't remember off the top of my head. But I bought that one, but it kept breaking off. There was something wrong with my pencil and it just kept breaking, and so I stopped using it. And so this one is shaped the same. So this is what the tip looks like. So see how it's kind of flat? I hope the angle is showing up with it. Now I don't screw it all the way out, so I only put just a teeny bit on the tip. And then I've just been kind of just softly kind of filling in my brows, trying to calm them down a little bit, because, you know, I've been growing out my brows, and even though I'm happy they're growing out, they definitely have a mind of their own and kind of do what they want. And so I have just been kind of doing just a little bit of fill in, but not like a ton. So what's nice about this angled tip is that I can just go in and kind of make these little stippling motions. Okay, so I don't have a new concealer. I do, but I'm kind of testing it in a different video, which is this one, the Estee Lauder Double Wear Radiant Concealer. So that review will be up this week. Okay, here we go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wear my tried and true, which I'm almost out of, my Tarte Creaseless Concealer. Then I bought this from the Nordstrom sale. So this is from MAC. And this is a eye and face palette in the warm. And it is so pretty. Like, I love this peachy blush. Oh, it's so pretty. For some reason, I thought it had a bronzer with it, and it doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and use a bronzer. So I'm just going to grab this bronzer from this mini Bronze and Glow. It's just right in front of me. It's almost the same as the tan palette from Natasha Denona, you know, the big one. I can't think of what it's called. My brain's not working. It's been a rough weekend. But I kind of just, you know, this one was with me. I took it for the weekend when we left, and so I just thought I would grab it. Then I'm going to grab a blush brush, and I'm going to go into this blush right here. Pick some up. Oh, that's pretty. It's pigmented, which I will calm it down with some powder because I look like a painted doll. So I am gonna powder. I'm gonna grab a little bit of my Charlotte Tilbury powder right here and kind of go over this area and kind of tame it just a little bit. This one has a highlighter. Let me swatch both of these for you so you can see what the shades are. So this is the blush and this is the highlighter. It's really pretty. Like that blush has an iridescent look to it, like a golden undertone. It's really, really pretty. I've actually never used a MAC highlighter or a MAC blush or anything like that, so I'm kind of curious how this will apply. So I'm just gonna take my fan brush and go in and grab a little bit. I love the feeling of this palette. It's so luxurious. It's really pretty. Ooh, and that is really pretty. It's really pretty over the blush, you know? Sorry, my husband is mowing the lawn if you can hear. He decided to get out there earlier this morning before it got really, really hot because it's only, it's about 9:30 in the morning. So he decided to get out there and mow the lawn because we were gone all weekend and he didn't get to do it over the weekends. You know what I like about it is that it's kind of got that champagne gold undertone to it, and so it doesn't turn me silver, which has been happening a lot lately with a lot of my highlighters. But the feeling of this palette is so beautiful. So it kind of has a little bit of that gold texture to it, and I like the feeling of this palette. I really do. I think it's a really, really pretty palette. So now I'm gonna spray with some of this Lila B Glow Face Mist. So good. I love that feeling. When you get the makeup on and then you spray some setting spray, it melts all of the products together and it's like bliss. So far, you guys, I am loving this foundation. Like, this is a really pretty foundation. It's kind of given me the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation vibes. It's kind of giving me the same vibes. This is so beautiful on the skin. Okay, so when I look at this palette is pretty much no different than any other palette that I have in my collection. It is kind of just a normal everyday palette. I'm not gonna lie. Like, some of these shades are just normal. You know what I mean? They're not like super overly fancy, but I decided to get it because I wanted to try something from MAC. Like, I wanted to try some of their eyeshadows and stuff. And so I thought this would be like kind of a perfect way to do it. I want to go into this top shade right here, and I'm gonna put that like right up here on this brow bone and kind of just highlight that just a tad. That shade right there matches my shirt perfectly. Yes, this shade right here. I think I want to go in with this shade. It's so pretty. Oh gosh dang, that's a pretty shade. I'm gonna go into this shade and then I'm gonna deepen it with this shade. I'm gonna go into that darker shade and kind of deepen up this outer corner right here. I'm just keeping it right here on this part. These shadows are powdery but blendable. Like, I mean, so far they're blending really nice. Like I said, they're a little bit powdery, but they blend beautifully. So I'm gonna go straight in with the dark underneath. Keeping most of it here on the outer corner and then bringing a little bit into the inner. Now I'm gonna go into this shade right here. It's so freaking pretty. So I'm gonna go in just dry first. So I'm just gonna put it here on a brush and kind of start. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh my gosh, that's a pretty shade. And I'm gonna bring some of that up into the crease as well. Just like up here into this part. I don't even think I need to wet that down. I mean, that is giving me pigment. So now I'm gonna go back to the pencil brush. I'm gonna go into that dark brown on the bottom row, and I'm just gonna kind of do this like zigzag motion to kind of blend that into that rose, or it's kind of a rose lavender shade. So it's got the rose gold with it, and it's just really freaking pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this brush. I'm gonna go into that dark brown on the bottom, and I'm just gonna tightline really close to the lash line and kind of just really bring that depth. I'm gonna do that on the upper and the lower part, just right on the lash line, right here on this outer corner. For the inner corner, I'm gonna go in with this top shade right up here, just to kind of brighten that up, just right there, just really lightly. Now I'm gonna go and put that up here as well. So I'm gonna go into that top shade and just kind of highlight the brow with that. Okay, so far I am loving this eyeshadow palette. I'm loving it, like, a lot. Okay, so next up I got this. So this is the Go Get Nude lip kit from MAC. Again, I don't have a lot of MAC in my collection, so I decided to go ahead and grab this. So it has a lip liner, a lip gloss, and a lipstick, and it looks like the colors are really pretty. So we're gonna try them on. Oh yeah, oh my gosh, these are good shades. So that's the lip liner Spice. That's the lipstick in the shade Dandy Apple, and then that's the lip gloss in the shade Saint No Angel. So that is what those look like. Now here's Spice is the shade that everybody talks about, and personally this is definitely a little bit too warm for the cool tone eyeshadow look I have on. That lip liner blends right in. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the lip gloss. The lipstick is beautiful. You know what this reminds me of, like this combination? It reminds me of this glowing Alessandra from Charlotte Tilbury. Kind of, look at that. Kind of does. I'm gonna wipe off half of it and see. It kind of does, doesn't it? I thought it reminded me of it. Yeah, it's kind of the same type of undertone as this. Okay, so this definitely does not go with the look. Like, I just have to say that. It's the lip liner. The lip liner is just a little bit too warm for the look I'm wearing, so I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this off. I think I'm gonna go in with a lip liner that's a little bit more of like a cooler purple undertone. So this is from ColourPop. This is in the shade Beeper. Then I'm gonna put on the lip gloss. Now, sometimes what I like to do to kind of set down a gloss, because you know how glosses just don't last very long, sometimes I will go into the palette. I'll go into the shimmer shade that's on my lid and kind of press it over top. You'll still kind of have that gloss to it, like you'll still have that glossy look. I am loving this. I love the shade that's on my lid. Love it. So this is the final look, and I am obsessed. Like, I feel like everything that I used today is just incredibly beautiful. Like I said, you know, you guys know my thoughts about the primer. I'm not gonna go into that again. The foundation, I'm loving the way this looks right now. So again, I will leave it in the comments down below and also in the description box, letting you guys know how I feel about it later on this evening. I normally wear my foundation for many, many hours. It is now 10:45 now, so I will definitely do a full like 12-hour wear test on this, and I will let you guys know what I feel like, and then I will definitely be doing a full review on this in the upcoming weeks. But so far, I do love the foundation. I feel like it's very, very skin-like. It has set down, so I don't feel like it's tacky in any way. Face palette, I didn't think I was gonna like this. When I opened it, I was like, okay, this is just like a normal, like I have so many of these. I have a few from NARS. I love this. I love this, and I actually love the MAC quality of eyeshadow. I can see why this is a well-loved brand, because I think it blended out beautifully. It was very easy to create this look, and I love the shade that's on my lids right now. I'm obsessed. It is like the perfect, it's like a rose gold, but it has a beautiful like lavender undertone to it. It's really, really pretty. Up here on the screen, I'm going to put some images of the swatches of the palette so you guys can see what it looks like in natural lighting and under a flash, so you can see some of the undertones. But as you will see, that blush shade is very beautiful because it is that peachy, beautiful shade. It has a really pretty shimmer to it. So it's kind of like a peachy rosy gold type of shade. It's like a mixture between those two. The highlighter is absolutely perfect for my skin tone right now. I'm way more impressed than I thought it was gonna be. I did not think I was gonna, I felt like this palette would just be like every other palette, but I'm impressed. I like this palette. As far as the lip products that I got, I really like it. I think it's great. I think it's a nice, fun little kit. I've always wanted the lip liner in Spice because I've heard so many people talk about this being like their favorite color. So I'm excited to use that. And I think this shade is just a really pretty nude. It didn't go with the eyeshadow look that I have on right now, but I think it's a really pretty nude shade. And the lip gloss, I like it, but it does leave that film on my tongue, and you know, sometimes that film can bother me, sometimes it doesn't, but there's a lot of people out there that it does bother, so I did want to mention that. As far as the Kevyn Kwan, I think I'm going to return this. I'm going to send this back and get a different shade, and I'm going to try it with a different shade and see if I like it more than I did when I first applied it. Because, you know, I want to give it a chance. Even though it does have that powdery finish, I want to give it a chance to the point where I want to make sure that I give it a fair shot. I did not like the texture of it. I did not like the feeling of it. It's very powdery, but for those of you out there that like that powdery finish, I think you might really enjoy this. So that's it for this video. This is my Nordstrom haul, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I just want to say thank you for all the love that you guys have shown me during this time of me, you know, moving my son out and moving him into college. It was really, really, really hard. To date, the hardest thing I've ever done as a parent, but I have had healthy children. So if they had had any kind of health issues, you know, throughout their lifetime, that would have been much harder than this. But it was definitely a transition. It was very rough, and you guys have been so supportive and so loving, and I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart to just tell you that I love you guys so much, and I love that my channel is going to keep me occupied and keep me busy, to keep my mind off my son not being here anymore, because that was hard. But I promise I'm gonna not talk about it. I don't want to be that girl that just comes on here and starts boobing to you guys all the time. So thank you guys again. I love you all so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Love you. Bye.